go.
Oh, Eastman starting early.
Heavy kick to the body.
A nice attempt at the leg sweep, but put him on the fence.
Yeah, Jason Eastman definitely was the more aggressive coming out here, but as Christopher Daniels able to catch one of those kicks now, he's just settling him down here, controlling all that hype, aggression, energy of Jason as he grind him up against the cage here.
Yeah, and one of the best things to do against a guy who's strong like that and explosive, you want to kind of wear that weight on him, wear those muscles out, because it takes a lot of oxygen to be throwing with that explosiveness. So now he's just slowing it down a little bit. His back is on the cage now, but he just turned him, and now it's his time to just keep on wearing on him, get him a little tired, so then later on in the fight, that can start to pay dividends. Nice elbow over the top.
Elbows are up.
And another one. They're trading elbows now.
Lots of those knees that Eastman were getting high.
But now Eastman is a little bit slower already.
Yeah, both of these guys are veterans, so they know, elbows, knees, they can definitely throw it all. So you just got to look at it, especially with that transition from the amateur circuit to the pro circuit. Sometimes a lot of these guys forget that, hey, oh, yeah, I can throw elbows in this, from this position.
And what you saw, too, is they were throwing it in the right time as well. You see some guys, they just throw elbows, and it's like, you don't really know what you're doing. Here, they were both doing technical elbows in great single collar tie position. Right elbow right over the top of the left hand.
Jason here now working on the back of that leg there, like we mentioned earlier before in some of the amateur MMA fights. People don't condition too much the back of the leg there, so Jason is definitely, putting some money in the bank here for later on as Christopher Daniel tries to maybe initiate his own takedown and just stand up to strike. He may not be able to do so as his legs are fatigued due to those knees.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got that body triangle.
And what Chris should do is actually turn towards the cage and have his
peel
foot
him off.
Peel into the cage. Make it a little painful for him to hold that. Expecting to see some knees and some elbows again. Chris can definitely place his left hand over. Up.
Nice elbow from Eastman in the clinch.
And that's why you always want to control the top hand, the top arm, because then you're able to get your elbows off. Nice jab. Low kick. He's putting it all together. Switch stance. Maybe he's going to throw a big body kick. One up top.
Flying knee off the push kick.
Jason's doing a great job of taking command and control of the center of the cage. And right now, Chris is just trying to stay on the outside, but has to make sure as Jason is being aggressive coming forward, doesn't just end up with his back against the cage.
Yeah. Especially as we wind down towards the end of this round. Like you mentioned earlier, Miles, the judges are going to remember the first 15 seconds, first 15, 30 seconds, and the last 15, 30. And Eastman came out swinging.
Exactly,
And then he's starting to end the round swinging as well. Definitely think 1-2 from Chris, right down the pipe, and then start taking that real estate. Just like that. Start pressing him against the cage. Or even throw some feints a little bit. Make him think you're going for the takedown, and then come right up top.
Because prior to him initiating this hit, all Jason was doing was just coming down just straight forward. There was no feints. There was no, level changes. Chris has got to earn the respect of Jason Eastman here for him just not to stand in front of him and just come forward barreling down with punches.
Okay, Chris got to end the round throwing something hard, make it land, just so he's got to go back to his corner with a little bit of pain.
End of the first round there. There's pretty good action there back and forth between Jason Eastman and Christopher Daniel.
Very active round for both of those gentlemen.
And we keep seeing Chris catching Eastman's kick and almost getting that sweep. If he just lifts the leg a little bit higher and steps in closer and really kicks that foot carrying all the weight, he would definitely get that sweep, and then he'd end up in top position and maybe wear him out a little bit and get some extra points.
I see a significant lump on the shin there, left shin of Eastman.
Oh yeah.
And Chris hit him with a couple of good calf kicks. I'm not sure if that's the effect of one of those, but might want to keep that strategy up.
Oh yeah. And he was doing so good with jabbing and then throwing that low kick. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Also just mixing it up, throwing some feints in there. Get Eastman off of his game a little bit. Because I think Eastman was able to steal out the first round just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely with his aggression and his hard punches and kicks.
Round 2.
There you go again.
Well, he's still throwing it, but he just got hit with a nice little calf kick. I'm expecting a big body kick. He switched to southpaw.
Yep, Jim Aller's in the corner there of Chris Daniels and encouraging his fighter to come forward now. As you see here, Jason Eastman is leading the dance as he's being the more of the aggressor. If Christopher wants to get any sort of respect from Jason, he's definitely got to come forward, because his stand on the outside is not going to work as Jason starts to build more rhythm and momentum and more confidence as he continues to just come forward with those kicks and punches, especially those kicks down low.
And it's a hard thing to deal with, no matter who you're going against. If you're just letting them start hit at you and you're just skating down the outside, they're, like you said, they're going to gain that confidence, and you don't know when that strike that might possibly put you out is going to be thrown.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't take much with these gloves.
No, it doesn't.
Takedown from Eastman.
And Chris immediately needs to be working to get back up. I don't remember what fight it was, Miles, but butt hits the ground, you need to start scooting, getting up.
Get right back up.
Eastman looks like he's a pretty strong dude, and he's keeping good control right now. And Chris isn't doing all too much at the moment. Granted, he has 2 minutes and about 3 minutes to work, but
just holding him in your guard here is definitely not going to get the job done.
Yeah.
You either have to shoot up and at least some sort of a submission attempt here from while he's in your guard, or just fight to get up.
Yeah. Feet in the hips, start working for something. Give them something to think about. But it looks like he's trying to roll for knee bar. But it's going to be kind of hard right now because Eastman is sitting back on his hips just a little bit, and he's figure fouring his leg. And that's one of the scary things about going for leg locks sometimes in MMA. In jiu-jitsu, doesn't matter. In MMA, that person can punch you in the face.
They can punch their way out of it.
And he's up.
I'd like to see some more straight punches coming from Chris as well. Straight down the pipe. He's winding up just a little bit.
Yeah, when you're winding up with those punches like you mentioned before, then your opponent can see them coming. Same thing with those kicks. If you don't set up those kicks with some hands first, then they can see it coming and just catch it like Jason Eastman did just there.
Yeah. And it's super important right now for Chris to start trying to get up. It's better to get tired getting up versus just letting the guy lay on you.
Just stay there, exactly.
And then you get tired that way. And they're able to beat you up a little bit. So definitely needs to start framing, pushing in, trying to shrimp towards him to maybe get a half guard, or even working for deep half or low single would work as well. Or you can do the ghost escape. Because those elbows may not be too painful, but they can leave a cut on your eyebrow, and fights can stop that way.
Later on, the bleeding when you stand up starts to affect the vision. Maybe it
looks like he's trying to single out that arm.
And what Chris is trying to rip it is grab his hand or grab the inside of his leg and hold there for a little bit. Maybe try to turn up. Eastman is staying on top of him. Yeah. And this is exactly why when you're on the ground, you don't want to stay there, because now you're giving your opponent more time to inflict damage on you. And we see Chris has a cut on him right now.
Yeah, and great transition by Jason Eastman and knowing when to say, give up on this submission so I can go to something else.
He's got 13 seconds. Let's see if he can fight it. He's a tough dude, so I'm thinking this is going to go to the third round. He's not going to get him out in this round.
There it is. He fights. He fights off that choke for another round.
There's that cut.
Yep, he's cut up on the face there of Christopher Daniel.
And that happened from one of the elbows and side control.
Yeah. But like we mentioned before, both of these guys are veteran fighters here, with both with over 10 fights. So I don't think that this is somewhere that Christopher Daniel didn't expect it to be, or anywhere that he hasn't been before, whether it be in his amateur or his professional career. So, and he's definitely comes from a gate camp with Jim Allers there. So they're definitely talking to him and able to make certain adjustments coming back into the third round.
Yeah, I think once you start to get to a certain number of fights, there can be no expectation that you're not going to fight someone that's tough.
Exactly. You're going to, especially when you get to this level, everybody's tough.
He got a little mouse there over on the side of his left eye of Daniel.
Now let's see if Daniel's able to make those adjustments and get that finish that he's going to need in order to win this fight.
Yeah, because right I got it, Jason, up two rounds to none.
And you can hear his Eastman's corner telling Eastman to go for Daniel's eye, which is a smart way to try to end that fight. You gave him a little cut, try to make it a little bit bigger, get the doctor to stop the fight.
Little foot stomp there too from Daniel.
But Daniel's doing a good job. He's trying to control the head. He's getting his chin underneath. But Eastman is not relinquishing position. He's fighting hard too. A lot of clinch work right now, but Eastman is actually kind of winning the exchange, even though he's got his back on the fence, because he's ripping some hard elbows right now.
Yeah.
Right to that damaged side of the
left
face.
Side of Christopher Daniel. Yep.
Chris needs to be a little bit more active and trying to get the damage versus holding, because he is down on the scorecards. Wrestling without trying to get a finish is not going to win the fight. You've got to get him out of there.
Yeah, if Chris wants to win this fight, he's definitely have to get a finish. Be a knockout or a submission. Whoop. A high head kick there from Jason. Again, Jason coming up high with that head kick there. Less than 3 minutes here. Christopher Daniel going in for a takedown, trying to bring things to the ground. But he's definitely going to need to do more than this if he wants to win the fight, being down 2-0 heading into this third round.
That is the perfect, if he's going to shoot that takedown and you don't get it, come back up. Throw some elbows.
Yeah, fire off the break.
Yeah.
Eastman is,
The beginner's near. And that's it.
I think a knee got through
Gets it done.
and cracked him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to an end in the third round at 2 minutes and 46 seconds for your winner by way of TKO. Out of the blue corner, Jason God's Champ Eastman.